This isn't just a podcast, it's a movement. The Middle Ground Mike is fighting for truth and unity. Subscribe now, support us today. Links are in the notes. Stand with us. Yeah, I mean, from your perspective, would paying down debt, the national debt, like per se, I know you're Canada, but the United States, would that really help maybe ease the bubble when it pops?
Well, it would help a lot if we didn't have the debt, of course, and paying down the debt would help a lot. But initially, it's called austerity. Well, actually, what a lot of economists and politicians call austerity today is just not living as much beyond your means as you were before. So if you've got a fiscal deficit of 6% and you go down to a fiscal deficit of 3%, they call that austerity. It's not. You're still living beyond your means. And it would. Now, some people will say that if you paid off all the debt, then that would get rid of all the assets that are U.S. treasuries. For instance, if you lend $10,000 to the government, so you're holding a T-bill, the government's got a $10,000 debt, but you've got a $10,000 asset because the government owes you money. But it's not an asset in society terms because the government doesn't take that $10,000 and invest it in some sort of productive capacity such that it can produce capital to pay you back your $10,000. The only way it can pay you back your $10,000 is by taxing somebody in the future $10,000 to give you that money. And so that's why people like Social Security, it's got this asset. So when people make their Social Security contributions and your company makes it for you, Social Security buys U.S. treasuries. And so everyone thinks that that's an asset. It's not. And by the way, Social Security is going to be insolvent by 2034.
Jesus.
Everyone thinks it's an asset, but no, it's not. Because when Social Security lends the money to the government use that for entitlement spending or defense spending or whatever, or interest on the debt now. So that money's gone. The only way that the government is going to make good on the money that is borrowed from Social Security is to tax people in the future.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, really.
Well, yeah, no, so paying down the debt would be very good, but we don't need to pay down the debt to make things significantly better. What we need to do is start running. I mean, it'd be very difficult to do. Even just having the debt grow slower than the economy, that would be a win. It would be much better if the debt grew slower than the economy, and then it would shrink as a percentage of GDP. But in order to get there, it would take tremendous change in attitude, because the government has convinced us all that we can have our cake and eat it too. We're all believing in this something for nothing myth that yes, we can take more out of the system than we put in, and it doesn't come at anybody else's expense. Yes, it does come at somebody else's expense. You just can't see who it is because the person who is suffering is 2 or 3 steps removed from you taking more out than you put in. So just being realistic about, and that's what my book is all about as well. It's not about condemning certain people for doing certain things. No, it's just trying to open people's eyes to how an economy really works and empower people with truth and knowledge and understanding and demand different decision-making from our leaders. Said earlier, they will make those decisions if we demand it from them. It's also how you stay elected.